I'm Chavision, and today I'm the teacher who teach the Scratch programming. Nice to meet you all. So before the Scratch programming, right, I would like to introduce our company, which is the iTrain Kids. And the iTrain Kids is especially teaching the kids for the 21st century coding skill. And I'm the teacher who also can call me the trainers. So I'm from the finance background and have a mathematics teaching experience and also programming. And currently I train 5 to 19 years old kids for doing from scratch, and also got a Construct Tree, which is the platform we make the 2D games, and also the Pygame, which we use the Python programming language to teach the game also as well. Here's our course in iTrain Kids. And this is not available, and we start from the scratch programming, and also we got the apps inventor, and this is the Construct Tree, which kids can use the platform to build their 2D games. And this is the programming, which is we use the Python to make their own game with Pygame. This is the Python and the data size for kids as well. So we also have the Android apps for kids. And there's one more is creative science specialized for the 7 to 9 years old kids. And the creative science is actually the focus on the STEAM education. So STEAM. So we got the science, technology, engineering, and also mathematics, art and mathematics. This is our course structure, which we got the features and function and tutorial for the whole 1 hour. And normally in total we teach 1.5 hours, and the first hour we teach the features and function. So it is half an hour, features and function. Another half an hour is the tutorial. After the features and function, the lesson and the tutorial finish, they will go into the exercise 1. If some of the kids have finished this earlier, they can enter to the exercise 2. Okay, so this also after they finish all, and they can jump into the module 2, which in module 1 we got 8 weeks around, 8 weeks, 8 chapter, and we got the project. So project normally takes around 3 weeks to finish. So they able to finish the whole module, which in total is 12 weeks. So if kids interested to learn the coding, and they will sign up the 12 weeks course, which is module 1, and another 12-week course, which is module 2, and entering to the level 3, they will have a presentation on each module, on each end of the module. So the whole course structure is like this. Yeah, so let's do a start. This is the Scratch programming. We start to introduce what is the programming and what is the Scratch. This is the content. I'm not sure teachers already prepared their PDF file, which the teacher previously shared to you guys, right? So this one is the content for the week 1. Week 1. In week 1, we will have a brief introduction of the Scratch programming, and what is Scratch programming and why we choose Scratch, and also Scratch programming has a ranking in top B. So Scratch is a good programming language for kids, right? And also we have 20 minutes to talk about getting started with Scratch and exploring the environment of the Scratch, creating the account, and creating your first program, okay? So what is Scratch? Scratch actually is a block-based virtual programming language, which is we can use the website to help kids to learn the programming. And also the project or the block like, which is drag and drop. So this is how the Scratch looks like. We got a block, we got a sprite, and also we can change the background. And you got the palettes, block palettes. You can insert some sounds and also can custom your sprite. And this is the coding, which is very different from the Scratch programming. And this is we call it the test-based. And previously, this one is the block-based, which we teach the kids how to drag the block into the code area here. And each of the block has the step-by-step logically to put inside the whole column. And for this one, it's pretty hard. It needs sometimes to learn about the coding. So it's not very suitable for the young kids to learn this one. So why we choose Scratch? Because Scratch gives kids have more time to create their thinking. And also because once they finish the lesson and tutorial, they're able to make their own project. By teacher will guide the kids or students to make their own project. Secondly is the logical reasoning. So the drag and drop makes kids to think about the step to design their blocks. That is the problem solving. So also most of the time you can see kids like to play games, right? But in the behind that create the games, and also they use the computer concept and the mathematics to make their own game. Other than that, they also can use this knowledge to solve the problem. Okay. So this is the ranking. Surprisingly, you can see the Scratch programming in the ranking. So this, you can see the Scratch programming ranking in 23, which in the world there's a population which is 0.71 population are using Scratch programming. So some of the kids or some of the parents, they may wonder is Scratch a good programming language for kids to develop their project? Okay, so honestly, the Scratch isn't very good to introduce the programming, but it's real programming language which is specialized for the young kids to help before they are entering to any computer science or that knowledge. So a programming language is also a language that allows people to communicate with the computer and also giving the instruction to let the computer to execute. Scratch does just that. Let me see this. Yeah, so other than that, we can send the order to the computer And also the Scratch can give the computer like make that character move on the screen and also add two numbers together. So this is how the instructions. Or it's like this one, the picture is not looks very well, but then I try to explain it clearly. Here is the interface of the Scratch programming. Here is the tape, and here is the code area. Here is the stage. We might put all the blocks that we want into the code area, and also we will shift from the tape, which we can shift to custom and sounds to add more things inside. Also, if you want to see something, you can play the green flag to show on the stage. Block playlist, including all, you can have it has a motion, looks, sounds, and also I could say sensing and variables and so on and so forth. This is a sprite list. We can select the sprite that we want. Another more important is we can add the extension. We have a drum, we have a music, we have a drawing pens. Backpacks, actually, we can save the blocks into another project that we can use it, reuse the code. So the task one, I need teachers to go through with the task one. We can first open the Scratch programming. Go Google Scratch and go inside the website. Once you click this one, you see this interface. On this page, you see many clicks. So I'll introduce this one. So this is the create button, create the new project, and also load the project from here. Explore, if you click inside the explore, there will be something like so many project uploaded by the Scratch user. So the interesting part is that if you notice this, there's a trading, and also if you click the button here, you see the popular reason. So the trading is actually is very hot. We can say very hot project. Popular means very famous. And most of the view you can say popular, and recently is by date, short by date. So this one is similar, like we can think this one is another type of YouTube, right? So this you can search as many projects as you want, and as many different kind of the project you want here. Okay, so the idea is actually for the tutorial videos or the guide for the beginner. Okay, there's a lot of tutorial here, and this when you click inside, like let's say for example I click into this, make it fly, and you see try the tutorial, or also you can download the PDF file, which is the coding class and the educator guide. So it's pretty convenient. And if you click the try the tutorial, I think I need some time to load it. Okay, so we start the next one. So about is actually the what is all the Scratch about, and there's a short introduction for the Scratch here, and also the Scratch for the education. And this one is the stuff. The stuff you already created the project, or the project will save in the stuff. And this is the message. So I think we need to have a own account if you haven't signed in or sign up any account yet, right? So prefer every teacher who have their own account with the Scratch. Once you sign in with the account, right, and then you can save all the stuff with this with your own account. Okay, so this is just very basic introduction for the user interface for Scratch programming. And also here you can see some of the popular Scratch user. They create their own channel, which is very similar to the YouTube channel. And also, let's say I search for Python. Oh. So I see this user. This user has created the art for this one. Okay, there's nothing, but if I like it, I will follow it. So I try to click the username of this one, Hansel, and I click the follow. Once I click the follow, right, it looks like very similar to the YouTube subscribe. And when I click this follow, and every time if Hansel updated any project here, it will notice me in future. So also I can unsubscribe or unfollow the user, which I can go to the profile, go bottom here, and then following, okay, and then I click this. I'll jump back to the Hansel, and I click for unfollow. Okay. So let's create the first program, which is a very simple program. So I press the create. Wait a minute, my internet is really slow today. Okay, I use this one. Yeah, finally. Okay. So let's create the first project, which is very simple. Here, the block palette is on your left-hand side. And we can see there's a motion, loads, sounds, event, control, sensing, operation, and variables like macro. Okay. We'll go through one by one for this one. Very simple and quick one. Okay. So you see the sprite here. You see the sprite here. If you don't like the sprite for this cat looks, you can choose any sprite you like, or you can upload the sprite. Okay, so here, if you want to choose a sprite, you go inside, and there's a lot of sprite for you to choose, or choose by category, which you can select the animals category, people category. Okay, so if you in the end you can't find your favorite sprite, you also can upload any sprite you want. Okay. So here I just make a very simple one. I just use the cat sprite, and also if if you want to have this cat to move around, okay, we have a motion. So we take this one, move, drag, and drop to the code area. Okay, but of course, if you drop here, it doesn't move, but you need to click every time. If I want to press the green button to let the cats moving, for this situation, I need to go to the events, drag this. You see the green flag here. When green flag, click. And then I'll press the green flag, and the cat sprite will move forward. Okay, so every time I click right, so you can move even more steps by one click. Okay, let's say I put 100, and I press the green button. You even more steps to move around. Okay. So what if I want to have the cat every time it will go back to the center point? I just go to the motion and select the go to X, drag this, put in between the when and the move. And here I change the X coordinate to 0 and Y coordinate to 0. And I click the green flag button. Okay, of course you see the cat sprite is biased to the right side, right? Because we already have included the move 100 step. Okay, if you remove this one and I click the green button, green flag button, it will go to the center point. Okay. We also need to know what is the direction for the cat. So I need to highlight, select the sprite, and check if the cat is in the right position or the right direction. Okay, so basically the sprite is facing the right side, which is start from 90. Okay, so here, if we change and rotate the direction, right, you follow this way. Or we can insert some figure, which is I want it to turn it back. Okay, so upside down, for example, 180. Oh, okay, so even more, 270. So it will be like upside down. Okay, remember that the cat is facing 90 degrees at the start beginning. Okay, so upside down, it looks like you need to put even more, or we can put minus 90 degree. or we can rotate this one clockwise. Okay, and turn it to back. And then one more thing is we can change the x and y, which we can change it to 0, and the y position is 0, and this is the center point. We give the instruction, or we give the step to create the sprite. Okay, so we also, if your cat need to change the direction, like for example, we don't use this way, okay, we go to the left hand side to search for the point in direction, this one, and put under the go to x and y. Okay, so usually when we run the program, right, there will be the cat sprite will go to the 0, 0 and point in direction with this 90 degree. Okay, and now we try to drop this, turn 15 degrees under the point in direction. When you click the green flag, it will turn 15 degrees, or even more if you want to put here. And we put the move block, change this one to 20. So every time after the cat sprite turn 15, if you move forward 20 steps. And if you click again, it will still there. Okay, why? Because if you go back to the first instruction, which is when you click the flag, and you go to the 0, 0, and we'll do the same thing. Okay, so you'll see the cat sprite stands still there, right? It's not every time if you move 20 steps when you click the green button. So we also have the time control. We drop the wait how many seconds to do the next instruction or the next step instruction, okay? And we try to add another step, another 10 step or another 20 step. So we see the cat actually is moving 2 times. Okay, so here we also try to add let the cat sprite to say something. And here we drop another wait block, wait control, time control, and also let me see, say something is go to the load split. Say something, say hello for 2 seconds. You also can change the string, which is inside the say block. We call this a string. So inside the string, we have, say, Saturday. Today is Saturday. And we try to say the cat, after all the movement have done, eventually he will say today is Saturday. All right, you can change any string you want. And also if you feel like, we need some background because the case looks like very not that interesting, we make some background to make it more interesting. Okay, so also you will see the stage. There's a backdrop. You go to the choose a backdrop. And there's a lot of backdrop for you to choose. I choose this one for my backdrop or background. So you actually the cat is going down. Okay, so yeah, this is a very simple program that we first made. Has anyone can catch up this? Yeah, any problem with this program?
So far, okay.
Yeah, so far so good, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I can't see. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So any problem you can ask me. You can stop me here. All right. So this is a very simple program, and we see the second week. Second week, the content of the Scratch programming. We will talk about the motion command. Actually, it's motion and pen command. Where can I find and import the pen command? What is the absolute motion? And what is the relative motion? And also we have a very simple program which is called the cat chasing a tennis ball. Right. So I create this. We might need, sometimes we might need some extension. We can go to the bottom left corner. You see the extension here, this one. Okay, and we click this add extension. There's a lot of things we can add. This one is the music, this one is pen, video sensing and text and yeah, translate and so many things here. Okay, but first we will import this pen and click this, and we got the pen to use, and also this all the blocks we can use from the pen palette. Okay. Here we'll try to explain what is the absolute control, absolute motion, and also the relative motion. So we see the absolute motion is actually the 480 times 360 regular grid. And the size of the area here, you will notice here is actually the 480 width and 360 height. For this horizontal, we call it x-axis. For this vertical, we call it y-axis. So x and y. In the center point, that is 0, 0. Right? 0, 0 position. Going left and going up is the positive. oh sorry, going left to and going down is the positive. Okay, let's say this, I change it to step by step, I change it to the maximum of the left is 360, right? Okay, this one. Oh, okay. I type it wrong. It's actually 240. Okay. 240 is the maximum for the left, and minus 240 is the maximum for the right, for the left. And positive 240 is the maximum of the right. For the y is minus 480. Okay, you go to 180. Okay, I need to change this one. 180. Okay. Sorry about that. So the whole, yeah, the whole thing is the whole length is actually the 480, and the height is 200, 360, 360. We need to divide it by 2. We need to divide it by 2. Right. So this one, if I change to 240, it will be the left maximum, and 360 divided by 2 is 180. Will be the top right corner. If I put the minus 240, it will be the left side. I change back to this one. Yeah, if your target is going to the 200x with 150y, you'll be go to x, you type 200 and 150y. First, we go to the motion, and there's the go to x, which we used just now. We can try to type something here. Okay, yeah. We can try to type something here. We can go to for 240 with 180. And we need to click this one. We don't have the green flag yet because we haven't dragged this when green flag click. Okay. We need to, if you want to click the green flag, and you must have the when green flag is clicked. And now I change it back to the normal center. It'll be here. So this is the, we call it absolute motion. Okay, you go into the move directly. The other way is the relative motion, which is we need to turn around. Okay, so here you will see the relative motion is quite clear. Okay, so let's say, for example, this you're facing upward, and if you reach some point, you need to turn right, and you'll go to the step, the target. First, you need to search for turn. or we point it some direction. Like let's say, for example, this one. And then we move some point, some step, which is 50. And then we turn back again. We put 50. Okay. And we move again. Move forward, which is 30. Right. So this one is called the relative motion. Eventually, the target is here. Oh, good. Yeah, let's take another program which I import. I will select another cat for this one. I delete all the sprite, which I just remain one cat here. And also I will import another thing, tennis ball. And now I got two sprites. The first one is the cat and the second one is the tennis ball. And now I'm selecting the cat sprite, which I want to do something with this sprite to actually do the chasing for the tennis ball. So I go to the control, go to the event. I first use the when green flag is clicked and go to motion. Set the rotation style all around. So when I click this green flag, you do nothing, okay? Because we haven't do some action for this sprite, right? So here we go to the control blocks, which we do click this, drop, and drop it here forever. Forever essentially means always doing some action. When the green flag is clicked and the action is start, okay? And we go to the motion. We'll select this one, go to some position, okay? We are not going to the random position, but we select the tennis ball. We're always chasing the tennis ball. And we try to drag this like seconds to X and Y. We replace the X and Y by X and Y figure by the mouse X and mouse Y. We go to the sensing. You see that's the mouse X and mouse Y. Mouse X will put the first place and the second one is the mouse Y. And if I check the program, it will be like this. It always follow my mouse, but not following my tennis ball, right? So of course we need to add some blocks for my tennis ball. Here I select the tennis ball and I add when the green flag is clicked. Okay, I want to let my tennis ball to follow my mouse pointer. So I'll do this one forever, always, and we go to select the go to motion. Drop this and drop here. Here there's a selection which we select the mouse pointer. Okay, if you want to have even more effect on the tennis ball, you could have select the turn, how many degrees. So now I try to click this. It will be like this, right? And it's not like the cat is moving very weird. Okay, so how to solve this? We got another blocks, which is selection. We will choose the point towards this one with the move motion. So move motion, how many steps is actually you can understand what is the speed. You can, if you want to let the cats moving fast, you need to add more in the move step blocks. Instead of the cat to chasing the ball, so I've tried to remove this part and put this part. Teacher, you have any problem with this program? Another way I can change the cat effect, which I use the green flag again, but I put this aside. And I can set the size, okay? Or I can change the color of the cat by set the color effect. Change the color effect. Right. So here I choose this one and put it at here. There are many options for us to play around for this. Okay, I'll choose real, change effect to 40, and you'll see the case is actually if you're rotating the body, right? So if I even put even more, let's say 200, it will be look like this. When the green effect is clicked, I will do the effect. All right, all good. Yeah, this is how the programs work. And we might have limited time to go through the I think we don't go through the easy draw because we have a limited time. I think this we can practice if after the training. So we will see the chapter 3. Yeah, in the chapter 3 we got so many things to learn. So the first one is we know how to change the animate. Graphic effect just now I show you, which the cat can change effect, and also we know how to use the sprite to move around. I think this one, if teacher need to download the picture, right? Or maybe I can share the link, the project link to you, and you can open the link and can download the whole project. Here, if you don't mind, you can use the existing image by clicking this one, create the open on Google Docs, and then you try to save the image. Save to keep, and then you can save image as your into your folder. Okay, so this one, yeah, I gonna to show this look for my computer. So the whole thing is quite simple. Just go through with this project. And if I click the green flag, it will forever to do the movement, which is action. Move 10 steps forever. We'll do forever. Move 10 steps forward, and then we'll change the next costume. If the sprite touch the screen, touch the edges, left or right, it will have a bounce effect. After the bounce, it will wait for 0.1 seconds, and you go back to the first one. It will move again and change the next costume. So Here I go to select, I go to click the custom, and I have the frames, which are 7 in total. Every frame has different movement. So we can think like this is art drawing, but if we add them together, it will be the animation. When I click the green flag, it's actually moving. If I want to move even more faster, let's say we change the 0.1 to 0.05, even more faster for this sprite. So once the sprite touches the edge, it will have a bounce to left or right. Or if you, in future, if you try to make a Pong game, it will have a bounce every time the ball touches the edge. Okay, so this I actually need to clarify for this structure, which is we actually got three things we run currently, which is online class and physical class, and the last one is the school holiday camp. So the difference between these three things, you see the virtual online class, right? We'll actually conduct online. It has a 24 weeks in total. So each weeks we conducting 1.5 hours for a lesson, and then second is the second week. So there's no project and presentation for the virtual online class. In total, there's 36 hours for the whole program. Means the student can finish it within with 6 months. Okay, so this is we call it a smart package for online lesson. Another thing is the physical class, because during the MCO or CMCO we don't really run so much of physical class, and we try to go into online class. And also we actually we got physical class, and we got 3 package, which is Tinker, Smart, and Genius. So each package have different timeline, different time to finish the whole course. So Tinker, it will take around 3 months to finish 18 hours lesson. You can say 12 weeks. So in these 12 weeks, we have project 3 weeks, plus the last week is the presentation. So this tutorial and the lesson will seem similar to the virtual class. So the smart package for the physical class is 6 months. Will be whole 24 weeks, including the project and presentation. Also, smart package is actually include the module 1 and module 2. And Tinker is only module 1. And the Genius package is for 9 months, which is include the Tinker, the module 1, module 2, and module 3. So students can finish Genius package in 9 months, 36 weeks in total. Each lesson will have 1.5 hours. Yeah, so this one actually I run until module 3, right? I will enter to the module 4. Before I enter to module 4, I need to clarify these things, because it will be a bit confusing if you don't understand this package. So I'll talk about the school holiday bootcamp. Actually, our school holiday bootcamp has three types, which is the first one, if the student can want to learn 2 days or 3 days or 5 days, it depends them. So 6 hours per day. In between, we have 1 hour lunch hour. So in total, it will be like 7 hours per day for the teacher and students. And this one, we also including the lesson, tutorial, and project. Oh, okay. So day one, we got based on this, we'll see how many hours for the lesson and tutorial, and how many hours for the exercise. So day two, we'll have a project. Day three, we have a second project, and day five, we have the project. If the student sign up the day 5 package. Now I show you the chapter, which is this one. So here I got 8 chapter, which we can use it for online and also for offline. But online, it doesn't include the project. So this one is the project, week 9, week 10, and week 11, and also with the presentation. Let me show you the presentation. Not sure here it is. So this is the week 12 presentation, which is in the physical class. Only available for physical class, and also for the, we also do the presentation on the booth camp, either in group or individually. Depends on the student's number. We'll share this out to the teachers and make the things clear. Once a teacher has got problem, got some problem that they don't understand, you can ask or refer to us. Also, once teacher finish the TDT, and we will have 1 to 2 weeks for teacher to read through all the materials, and teacher Nina will give a mock trial, which let teacher knows how to do the trial for the mock, something like mock test. So this mock test is actually give you know how do you understand the Scratch programming, and also know how do you give the teacher Nina will guide you how to do the mock test also as well. So far, any problem? Any question with this structure? With this one? Are you guys clear with the virtual online class and the physical class structure? Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, good.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. And others? Wei Wei, are you clear for this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. So if any question for the structure, because the structure is quite important for us to clarify the structure and make sure every teacher know about this structure. And yeah, okay. So now we're entering to the week 4. Let me see this one. Oops, animation. Now maybe I can share this out and then I send the link to you guys on the chat. Yeah, I share it out, this one. And I copy the link to you guys. And you can have a look inside. So you can press the C inside. If you press, if you click in the link, you see inside, and you can see my block, and also you can copy the costume, the frame. One more thing to add is the scratch exercise. Scratch exercise is after the lesson and tutorial, 1 hour. If teacher already finished the lesson and tutorial 1 hour, and then we'll enter to 30 minutes exercise. So here we will category for this chapter. We will divide it into the chapter, which each chapter has 2 exercises. So exercise 1 and the exercise 2. So half an hour will be doing exercise. And if students can catch up very well, and or the student can quite learn it very well, we can do the exercise 2 for them. And so on and so forth. For this, we is week 2. And the exercise 1 and exercise 2. Okay, and yeah, here's the exercise, and including there's a 8 weeks exercise. All right, so we move on. Yeah, I think we can make a new project, which is sneezing cat. For this one, it's quite simple. We just put some word and change the size. We also use back this cat. Reload. Jessica, the module 2 and module 3 actually the Scratch programming, the same as the Scratch programming. So this one, right? So module 1 is we can understand like level 1 or the beginner. And The module 2 is actually the level 2 or the intermediate. Yeah, we call it module 2 lah, right? Or else we call many names will get confused. So module 3 also level similar like level 3. So in Scratch programming is include module 1, module 2, and module 3. So once the kids or once the students finish all the module, right, we recommend the students to get the next course. So the next course would be the 2D games or the app inventor.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. It's similar like this one, online lesson, also the same. And once the student finish the online lesson, they can choose whether they want to enter to the next course, which is 2D game or the app inventor. No Scratch anymore. Okay, unless the student want to retake again. Yeah. Yeah, here we use the cat. We try to use say something and change the effect of the cat effect. First of all, we use the event. We drag the green flag when green flag is clicked. Second, we use the control to the repeating, which I drag this.
Sorry, we're looking at your Google Drive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Let me share again. This one. Thank you. So it's this one, right?
Yeah.
Have you? Oh, I think I shared the wrong screen. So this one is the week 12 presentation. So either in individual or in groups presentation. Now we have a guide for the presentation, week 12, so that teachers will know how to do the presentation for the students. The student will do the presentation. Okay, so this one, we have a green flag, click, and then we have a repeat how many times we want. And also we can do some action inside the repeat block. So let's go to the log, and then we try to take this out. So when I take this out, it means repeat 10 times to say hello for 2 seconds. Or I change it to 1 second. You keeping saying hello with 10 times. And I would like to change the size, which I can see change size by 10. I take this out. I change to 5 for this one. So every time it will have a 10 size to increment until this large, because this repeat means every time if you change, the first time if you add 10, and then second time you go back and say hello again and add 10, increment 10. The third time you go back and say hello and increment 10 and so on and so forth. And then I'll say good morning. So this one I need to delete this. I go to repeat 5 times and do some action inside. So I'll do the change size again, but this time I will reduce or deduct 10 here, which means I will remain the same size for this cat. This. Okay. And yeah, the normal size I set it to 100, and then it will change the size 5 times and say good morning. Then later on, we will change the size 5 times, reduce the size. So this is the sneezing cat program. Can teacher follow my step?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So save now. I'll be entering to the wait for. Before we learn about what is the how to play the music. So we'll introduce the sound palette. So what is the sound palette, and also can we upload sound, song, music, etc. And also we have a short, a very simple program, which is we play the drums with other sounds. A very simple thing, we go to, if you cannot see the music extension, we can go to the add extension here. We select the music, click this, as same as we how did we use the pen, insert the pen here. And here we got the pen combined with the music. So when I run the program, you hear the sound? It's gonna sound with the drums sound, right? So this one is let me do some explanation for this. First of all, we got the X sprite, which we can go to the custom, make a text here. Okay, so any word, any number, you can use the text here. So because I use the X, is easy for me to see. If I want to use the other one, yeah, I still can use the other word, the other character instead of X. Then I use the green flag to play and set the position to minus 180. And with the pen down means it was we can understand like start drawing. Pen up means stop drawing. So we got the pen down instruction. Set pen color to 120 and set size to 2, then erase all. So if you take out this one, right? If you take out this one, in theory, it's not show anything. If you have only the X, because we got the pen down here. It will not show the line and the X behind that. Yeah. Yeah, correct. So here is the add extension. You see the choose an extension that you've got a pen, we got a pen, and we need to select the music also as well. This one is actually the two, repeat 2 times. So the rhythm is actually the 2. So you can see this one, 1, 2, and then we'll entering to the 4 rhythm, okay, which is even more faster. So this one, 1 actually is 1, 2, and then the line X is starting here. The stem is stem the sprite on the stage and play the sound. Move this step. So the first 2 step is actually move 60 step. There's a distance between them. So this one even more shorter distance between 4, and this one even more shorter within 8x. Then I share this out. I copy the link. Why the pen color set to a number rather than the color? Let me see. Yeah, good question for this. Actually, we can select the color that we want. Also, we can set the number. Yes, to option. Yeah. If you don't like this way, you can change by this way. Also can, right? Yeah. So hope the link can give you more clear on this project. Also, we can change the sound, which a lot of sound that we can select. Hand clap, bangle, control. That's will give you another output. Yeah. Okay. All right. So far so good. I think there should be no problem for you guys. Okay. This is chapter 4, which is week 4, right? Okay. So this, let me check. Yeah. For the rhythm, how it works is it will be look like this. If you refer to the PDF file, it will be look like this. So starting point will be the first one, and the second point will be in the middle. So if you have a distance between them. So when you change the number to 4 times means you got four objects. And then with 0.4 bits, you will get even more faster. If you shorten the range, whenever you change the bits, right, you will shorten the range. This one we can try after the training also. Here you can refer to this. Yeah, that's all. So we'll be entering to chapter 5. Chapter 5, we will talk about the procedure, how the message will be called, and normally we can say sending or receiving broadcasts. All right. So this let's see on this one. So the broadcast is calling, and then when you receive the sound or the instruction, you do some action. Let's say we got 4 sprites here, which is starfish, cat, frog, and bats. So when the broadcast means if you have an announcement for everybody, every sprite, and then this announcement or this instruction give you to have you to do some action. Let's say jump. So the sprite will jump if he got the jump ability. So this one, when the frog receives the jump message, it will do the jump. But when the bat receives the jump message, it will not doing the jump, because if you only fly, it will do the fly if the bat receives the fly message. But still, the broadcast message received by everyone. But then the sprite will do some action. It will do the action according to the received message. So here the cat got 2 ability or attributes, which is walk and jump. So once the broadcast a starfish calling jump, and the cat will act jumping. Is this clear? Yeah, we can think this way is when teacher calling a student's name, and the students stand up, respond to the teacher. The others will still on the chair. Okay. Let me share the pen drawing project. Here. Yeah, so this project is pretty easy. When the sprite receives the square message, if you have a pan up, means if you not do anything. When the pan down means start doing anything. Okay, start doing the drawing. So pan up and go to the mouse S and mouse Y, which is the pen will follow my position to move around. And once I click the pen down, it will do some action, which is the drawing. So let's check this out. Of course, the pen will not do the following my mouse like the cat chasing the tennis ball. If I click the left button, it will do a drawing, which move 50 step and turn it to 90-degree, and moving 50 step, turn 90-degree, make the square shape. Repeat 4 times. You do a square shape here. So the pen color will set it to randomly, which from 1 to 200. Of course, how do I create the broadcast message? Actually, I can, it will be founded in backdrop here. When I click anything, right? When I click green flag, it will clear the stage. And when I click on the stage, it will be drawing a square. So this is the broadcast message, which I press a new message. I call it to square. Also, I can make it another shape. You can draw anything with the pen, and also you can change the sprite. So this which is the existing one instead of this. Okay, so let's practice this one since it's not very hard for this. Go through this. Let me see. Okay, we take a few minutes to complete this one. We go to the file new. Change the sprite to pen. Make the sprite size to even smaller. And we change the backdrop. Some colors. We go to the backdrop and paint. Fill in some colors. Fill in a color for this. Yeah, we need to convert it to the bitmap and fill in a color. And we go back to the code area. I go to the control. Oh, sorry, I go to the event palette. Take this out when green flag is clicked. Go to the pen, erase all. Go to the event. When stitched, click. And there's the broadcast message. Click it here. Set the broadcast message, a new message, which we call it square. And done. Now we got a message called square, and we click the pencil. Click the pencil. First, we need to receive the broadcast message. So when I receive the broadcast message, which is square, and I'll do the pen up. Go to the motion. Drop this, go to X, Y position. But we are not specifying the location, which is the D to 17 or some area, specific some area. So we might need to put another thing, which is the sensing, mouse S and mouse Y, instead of the figure. Okay, and we go to the pen. Set pen color. Just now I display the program, right? Because the pen will do randomly color, right? So we do not specify the color. Also, we use the operators, pick random. So this random gives us the computer will generate a number of the color within the range. Okay, let's say this, I change it to 200. So if we use a color, right, then we might use a number instead of color. Then we use a pen down. We start drawing. We do a repeat for how many times? You go to the control blocks, look for the repeat, change the number to 4. Okay, and we go to the motion, move how many steps that we want, and rotate either left or right. So I try to move it even more steps, which I put it to 80. I change this degree to 90 because I want it make it to a square shape, right? So when I press the run button, I'll do like this. Yep. Oh, okay. I think the sprite for this one, let me change the sprite again. So it'll be better. Because the sprite will be like 45 degree. So this one, oh, okay. Let me change this to 90. Yeah, I think should be no problem. This one. Yeah, okay, then I do not change this sprite. So I rotate the direction to 90 degree. I think one more thing, we cannot see the back, the shape, the square shape color so clear because I see the color is not very so many color there, and I think it's the backdrop color affect the color of the square shape. So we might need to change the color. If you select the color that is not very bright, then you will see the color is not very obviously. Okay, let me test it more again. Yeah, okay. Is everybody in now? This one got one a good question, which is this one, the costume. Actually, we can create the costume here by creating by using this. After we go inside the costume, and then we go to the sprite here, choose a costume, or we can draw. We can draw on this one, paint. So paint means you use a tool to draw by your own yourself, or we can select from this sprite. Let's say I will select the person here. Yeah. So this one I no need. Oh, so because the costume is 1, 2, and 3, right? So when I want to change the costume, so now I'm selecting the first one. I want to change the costume. When I use the click flag, green flag, with the change the look, next costume. And it will do the looping, means going back to the first one, second and third, and go back to the first one. Yeah. Thank you. I think we can enter to I think this one is already finished. So yeah, this one you can practice with this. I'll share the project link to you later. I think we can go into the chapter 6. this is all about the drawing. Yeah. So the chapter 6 has a very important concept, which is the definition, a function. We call a square. So this can allows to do the definition function in computer language. That will be the definition function. It actually allows us to reduce the repetitive work. For example, if you want to make a break and you want to make a 100 break by your hand, or why don't you use the machine to make a 100 break? Okay, so this is the similar concept with this one. If you use the define square, and then if you have to calling the square here and do the same thing from here. Okay, so this I will quickly to show you this how we create this one. Okay, so where's my square? Scratch. Yeah, I got a cat here. Before we want to define something else, right? Okay, so I want to define a line. I want to make a cat, draw a line. First, I go to the my block, which is the purple color, and I go to the make a block. After I click the make a block, right? So I name the block name to line. A line, which I define this as a line, and my cat will draw a line, and then I don't take this anything yet. So I just click OK, and I create the line function. So once I got this one, and then I have a motion, which is move forward. Okay, let's say move forward 200. Means because I want to make it a line, right, a straight line, and then I have a move forward 200 step. Oh. So I forgot to make it when green flag is clicked, and then do some action. We might use the pen, set pen size to 1, let's say, and then I have a color, set pen color, okay, or instead of this one, I use this, pen down, and erase all. Yeah, that's it. So because I need to calling the function, right? So when I do this, I have not calling the function. Okay, so you won't do anything because move 200 step is in the definition function here. When I want to call these things, and then I should go to the block. There's a line here. I take this out, put under the erase all, and then I draw a straight line. Yeah, because we can have many ways to drawing. Like let's say I have another way to draw these things, but I change some figure, change the size to 5, and then I change the color to even more darker, purple, and then I calling the function again, because this one should be considered as a repetitive. Means we don't do the similar or the same job or the same action too many times. We just use the calling the function. Of course, this one just a straight line. So if I do something here, it's just a straight line only. Oops. This one is go outside. Oh, okay. Rotate. Yeah, I think that's it for this one. So the original will be this. The original project will be this one, define square, share first. So I just put the square here and I call the function and then I make a square. Yeah, I think I can share this up. Okay, yeah, two will be followed because two things are at the same time. So you might change a little bit. For example, if let's say this one is going to draw a square, right? Another is going to draw the another thing like let's say for example triangle. If you draw the two shape at the same time. Okay, let me show this one. Let me see. Yeah. I think I put everything inside here and then I try to make this. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it will be combined. It will be combined all together. So this one is the line. Yeah. And this one is the square. Pen color, pen down. Yeah. Should be 5. Okay. I just change this one, repeat five times. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So this already finished. Let's see the next one. I think this one is most important for the chapter, and we can go into the chapter 7. Chapter 7 is more introduce the computer concept. So we got the variable and the data type and the values. So variable we can understand like x and y. So x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 10. So x and y are called variables, and 5 or 10 are called values. So data type is so the value is stored in variable. The value is stored in variable. Once we call the variable, right, you'll be running the whole thing. So let's say we got a set variable name called number. We got the calculation, which is 1 divided by 5 plus 5 divided by 7. And we do the calculation within the variable name. So we store the result into this num and store the result to the variable name called decimal. Denominator. We'll do a division, which is number divided by denominator, and we get the result. When we say something, right, and then we get the result. So we also can do the calculation with storing the value, because sometimes we have long division and long multiplication, so that we want to make it clean and neat. So we save it to a variable name. And then we also can refer to the variable name, and we know which one is doing which one. Yeah, if we store all the numbers, right, we will be confused. Say, well, 1 divided by 5 plus 5 divided by 7 and all these things. We have no variable name to combine it together and get the result. So sometimes it will be confusing. So that's why we need variables to do some calculation. Data type, we got so many types. So we got a Boolean, we got a number, and we got a string. Number, we include floating point and the integer number. Boolean, actually we can understand like true or false. True or false. Two results only, true or false. String, just now we say something like for the cat, we got say something. So inside the say something, we got a string. So we got a how are you? So this one also a string. Also a string. So we got a string value, string data type, number data type, and Boolean data type. This is very simple data type that we know. Boolean, string, and number. I think I can share this to you. So let me check this one. Yeah, before I share, I need to explain this. When we click the green flag and then we set the first variable name called the ran1. Ran1 is a short form of the random. So ran1 number 1, and we pick the random number from range 1 to 6 and set the second variable name called ran2, which is we pick the number from 1 to 6 also as well. So also we'll broadcast to raw and wait and say the first number plus second number. In the dice one, you get receive the broadcast message to raw, repeat 20 times, and shift the costume from 1 to 6, and we check the costume, right? There's 6 dice, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we shift the costume to random 1. Random 1 will refer to this one, random number. When we play, this one is also the same as the dice one. So when we play the project, when we play the game, you got a 6 plus 5. And then you say the sprite will say the result. 8, 5. Yeah. So it should be correct because we got the calculation here. Say how many what is the number for 2 seconds. Okay, so then I share this project with the link. Then you can check this out. Oh yeah, how do we actually create the variable name? Actually, it's quite simple. We just go to the variable here and make a variable name. Okay, this one we got the ran in and ran2, right? Ran1 and ran2, and let's say ran 3 and press OK. And now I got the ran 3, but I don't show this out. So I just let it disappear. If you want to show this out, then you just take this, because now I got the 6, which is the custom 6. And currently my ran 2 is custom 3, which is the number 3. Okay, so I already shared this out, and then we can, any problem with this project? Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's move on to the last, last week of the lesson and tutorial, which is chapter 8. Chapter 8 more focus on the concept of computer concept. So make decision. So how do we let the computer to make a decision? We are using the concept we call the if and else. If and else. So if and else, we can understand like if you choose this option, you won't choose that option. So if you go to open the door A, you won't go open the door B. Okay, so it's very simple. Or if you do that, what will happen? Simple if. If you do that, what will happen? If and else is called alternative condition or the multiple condition. So also we got a comparison operator. We got the less than, greater than, less than or equal, less than or greater or equal, and also equal to, not equal to. So this I think we already learned in the mathematics lesson. I think we can explain a little bit to kids, because sometimes kids will confuse what the direction of the symbol. Or this is more than, or this is less than. So that will be confusing for this one. Yeah. And also the problem for Scratch also as well, there will be, we will need some time for them to, or if student cannot catch up, right, we need some time to slow down our speed and let them to catch up. Yeah, and then show them which button we're going to click and how to do that. And yeah. So we also can see the operators have many functions. So this is the greater than or less than. We can test if the price is more than 2,000. Price is less than 2,000 or equal to 2,000. So if the price is less than 2,000, I will buy the car. So I will buy the car for 2 seconds. Also, we can do the set a variable name, which is using 2 variables. The first one is x and y. Here we can test go very simple mathematical calculation, testing if x is more than 5, then the result will be true, and so on and so forth. The if block, this one is the flowchart for the if block. If the condition is true, you will do some action. You will execute the comments. If it is no, it will not execute the comment or execute the comment M. If we jump up the if condition, okay, because sometimes we might have repeat how many times if the condition is true, and then do some execute the action here inside the if block. and we jump back, we go back to the repeat, and then we go into the if again, see if the condition is true or not. If the condition is false, we will go to the comment end. Yeah, so teacher need to be clear about this one. So if and else blocks. Sometimes students will get more confused of this one. They have to know how repeat how many times and do the looping, how the computer actually do the looping, repeating. Yeah, I think this one is pretty easy that we can practice after the training. Yeah, it just has a guide here. Okay, so we'll go into the last part, which is the presentation. Sorry, which is the project. So the project, I'll only go through week 9 and week 10 and 11. So I think, yeah, I think I just display to you. And also I can share the project to you. So this project is pretty interesting because if you have a animation combined with the insert the user answer, and then it will ask some question, and it will change the scenes and let the player or the user to play the game. So also we combine it, the music. We will use the music on the backdrop. This is the sprite code. It will start asking the question, who are you? And see if you can answer my question for 2 seconds. Yeah, forever if, and then this one is direct to jump for answer for 2 seconds. And it will ask you again, who paint Mosanina, Lisa, and this speech. And then if the answer is A, if the user choose the A, and you will get correct and broadcast to question 2. If the answer is B, you will go back to try again. Oh, it's not this one. Yeah, so this is how the project looks like. Yeah, so I'm not, yeah, because we need to memorize the instruction, left, right, up, down, and then if you can't get it, still got chance 3 times. If you still can't get it, and then you get lost. So this is how the project will be like this, doing like this way. So also we'll see, because this project take it a bit long to finish, then we suggest this one for the project 3 weeks to finish the whole project. Yeah. Week 9 we're gonna to see, yeah, choose favorite backdrop, download the music, create the rata. And the project week 2 will be the making the puzzle matching. So this is the block for the project week 2. And all the concept already learned within the week 1 to week 8. And this is the last week of the project. Yeah, so we also need to set how many chances that we enter. We got how many chances to play the game. Yeah, so this is eventually if the user or the student play the game and then it get the everything correct, you get the win result. Yeah, I think we already finished this one. Let me share this out. Any question so far for this project? Yeah, because this code will be taking a bit time to finish and to make it. Yeah, so it's, yeah, because the concept already learned in within the week 1 and week 8, so students should be no problem. If got problem, need to refer to the week 8, week 1 to week 8 content.
Hi, good day everyone. I'm Jen Ting. I'm a teacher and founder of Anything Creativity Education, a place where we focus on develop children's creativity. This year, it's our honor to be part of the MYDIGITALMAKER movement. End of this year, we will bring you a week-long virtual event. We name it the Anything Creativity Festival. Anything Creativity Festival, ACF, is a week-long free virtual event aimed to expose children to learn, play, and create on digital landscape and help them to develop emotionally to be happy and creative. The event included hard skills like digital art, comic, music, storybook making, etc., and soft skills like emotional well-being. All of those workshops support the creative comic competition, where children will showcase what they have learned and stand a chance to win a prize to help them continue their digital journey. We have been impact more than 500 individuals from public to international school, leading children to see how ideas fit into the big picture. Be goal-driven and value-driven with our creative classes, WeMore Max Camp and WeMore Max Camp throughout those years. Students are happily produce creative and awesome creation with us under our creative program. All that we do are aligned to our core mission to let children be happy and be creative. If you feel that what we do is fun, benefiting you and your children, come and join us at Anything Creativity Festival. Here, you get to learn creative multimedia classes with Anything teacher and guest teacher and coach from different industry for free. Plus, you also stand a chance to win a digital drawing tablet and class voucher to kickstart your digital learning. Sounds cool, right? Come and join us. I will see you there, okay? See ya!
Because it's such an exciting program that I don't really want to miss.
Have many advantage. I can learn many things. I'm looking forward to join more.
For future skill tu memang lengkap lah. Saya boleh ikut website ni terus belajar lagi.
Pada 24 hari bulan Februari 2020, DG, MDEC dan UNICEF bersama Arus Academy telah melancarkan program Future Skills for All di Sabah. Sejak pelancaran sehingga hari ini, program FS4A telah membantu guru-guru dan murid-murid dalam proses pengajaran dan pembelajaran subjek pengaturcaraan. Pada tahun 2020, portal FS4A telah menjejah 190,000 paparan halaman, 22,000 pengguna unik dan kadar penyelesaian kursus mencapai 36%. 92% pengguna portal FS4A berasa puas hati dengan kandungan yang disediakan. Salah seorang guru mengatakan bahawa, "You make it easier. It's so much fun. I always thought computer programming is hard." Murid turut menyokong dengan mengatakan bahawa, "Saya sangat menyukai kaedah penyampaian maklumat yang ringkas namun padat dan mudah dipahami." Portal FS4A mempunyai 4 siri utama iaitu Microbit, HTML, Python dan SQL. Semua aktiviti pengajaran dibina berdasarkan DSKP subjek berkenaan termasuk subjek RBT tahun 5, ASK tingkatan 1, 2, 3 serta SK tingkatan 4 dan 5. Setiap pengajaran mempunyai 1 video tutorial, nota pengaturcaraan dan kuis pengajaran untuk menguji pemahaman murid. Murid dapat menyemak keputusan sendiri di portal semakan keputusan dengan menggunakan email mereka. Guru turut dapat memantau kerja murid melalui portal semakan guru berdasarkan kod sekolah, email guru atau kod unik guru. Kini pada tahun 2021, bermula dari negeri Perlis, kita ingin memperkasakan semua anak murid di Malaysia untuk menguasai sekurang-kurangnya 1 kemahiran pengaturcaraan. Dengan sukacitanya, di bawah program Future Skills for All, kami melancarkan gerakan pengaturcaraan #BolehKod. Anak-anak murid di Malaysia, adakah anda sudah bersedia? Anda boleh kod, saya boleh kod, kita boleh kod. Ingin tahu maklumat lanjut? Layari futureskills.moe-gl.edu.my sekarang.
Jazari Robot ditubuhkan dengan tujuan untuk melahirkan generasi-generasi muda yang mahir dalam kemahiran STEM, iaitu sains, teknologi, kejuruteraan dan matematik. Dengan moto Develop Young Engineers, kami memfokuskan kepada pembinaan modal insan yang boleh mengaplikasikan penggunaan teknologi digital selari dengan Industry Revolution 4.0 atau IR 4.0.
Kelas robotik yang diadakan di Jazari Robotic Academy adalah seperti yang dikendaki oleh konsep pembelajaran abad ke-21 atau PAK 21 yang menekankan aspek pembelajaran secara seronok dan santai. Kami memfokuskan kepada elemen 4C iaitu collaboration, communication, creative and critical thinking. Kami mengalu-alukan kerjasama dan kolaborasi dari pihak luar dan pengetahuan dalam bidang STEM, sains, teknologi, kejuruteraan dan juga matematik kepada anak-anak muda, penduduk setempat dan golongan dewasa untuk mengenali dunia digital pembelajaran, microprocessor, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, drone programming dan banyak lagi.
Semoga dengan sedikit usaha yang kami bawakan akan dapat memberi impak yang besar kepada komuniti setempat, kepada anak-anak muda yang akan memimpin negara pada masa hadapan, di mana dunia telah pun berubah ke arah dunia yang lebih kompleks. Robot, AI dan machine learning menjadi rakan baik manusia pada masa tersebut. Dengan belajar programming, coding robot, baru kita dapat mengawal robot dan menguasai robot.
Saya rasa teruja, mudah, ringkas, padat. Jom belajar robot sama-sama sebab kita dapat belajar benda baru, and saya best.
EAT Robot Club is a well-established robotics learning center in Malaysia since 2010. Our EAT Robot Club learning centers are in all around Malaysia. Kids can learn robotics with Dream 2 at EAT Robot Club. In robotics, kids learn components of a robot, mechanism of moving and more electrical and mechanical knowledges. With Dream 2, kids also learn programming with Robo Plus Task, a simple text-based programming language. Kids can design, build, and program any robot with motors, sensors, and using wireless remote controller. Look. Our students enjoy learning, building and programming robot with Dream 2 and E at Robot Club Learning Center. Then, with Smart 3, kids are not only building robot with parts, but also with smart device. Kids can use the display, touch screen, and all sensors on smart device to build any interesting robot. Look. Our students build, program and control their own robot with smart device in Smart 3. Furthermore, our students can explore to industrial automatic guided vehicle with Turtle with 3. They can also explore to industrial robotic arm with Open Manipulator X. Even learn about artificial intelligence with OP3, an intelligence humanoid robot. Every year, all E at Robot Club students gather together in Steam Cup Malaysia, a national robotics competition. There are many games in Steam Cup Malaysia, such as presenting your creative robot, build and program autonomous robot to complete missions, control your strong robot fighter to compete with other robots and survive in the game. All students feel happy to gain experiences in Steam Cup Malaysia every year. Even in this pandemic of COVID-19, our students still can join our Steam Cup Malaysia competition online. Students build and program smart line tracing robot according to assigned missions. Then record and submit a video of best result to win prizes. Many of our students have learned robotics in our center for years. They have grown up with knowledges, skills, and experiences in our center. They joined lots of competition with what they learned from me at Robot Club. We are so proud that many of our students continue their journey of engineer in university.
When I was 12, my mom enrolled me to this center, and I learned a lot more, such as programming, technical, mechanicals, solving problems, finding solutions, 3D printings, scratch programmings, and a lot more. Robotics is a fun thing to learn.
Contact us, let your kids start young and plan their technology pathway early. Check out our website, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channel for more information and contact with us. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, welcome back to my Digital Maker Virtual Fair. Okay guys, untuk sesi kali ini ialah sesi yang terakhir untuk hari ini. Untuk hari ini iaitu sesi Build Your Own Game Wildlife Conservation. Okay, so yang ini akan dibentangkan oleh 5 orang, agak ramai. Howard Wu, Arisha Afini binti Amran, Binishwaran Ravi, Darnesh Rasan Sarkunarasan, Wong Wei daripada Digital Ninja Alumni. So, rasanya kita dah boleh start sekarang kot sebab dah masuk tiba masanya untuk sesi ini berlanjut. So, dipersilakan.
Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Darnesh Rasan Sarkunarasan and welcome to today's session. Hi to everyone in the Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So without any further ado, since we have only 1 hour, and by the end of the hour, I'll make sure you guys can actually create your very own game. Okay, so before we get into the game development itself, let me do some brief introduction to Digital Ninja Alumni and Constructory. Okay, so Digital Ninja Alumni, who are we, right? A lot of people don't know because it's still new. So DNE, Digital Ninja Alumni, is a non-government organization driven by digital ninjas, us, who has been graduated from the Digital Ninja program. The Digital Ninja program itself is an initiative by MDEX, MYDIGITALMAKER, since the year 2015. And we have over about 100 tech talents who are currently pursuing their tertiary education. But overall, we have over 300 students in Digital Ninja. Okay, so what is Digital Ninja? You keep hearing Digital Ninja, but you don't even know what's Digital Ninja all about. What's so fun about it, right? So we have 3 phases in the Digital Ninja program, because this program does not only, it's like not a 1 day, few days camp and then it's off. Nah, it's not like that. They actually train you throughout this until you finish your SPM. And after SPM, there is also camps. So for the first phase, we have the acceleration bootcamp and the ninja battle. That's where they actually train you tech skills. Maybe you already have some interest in tech, but you don't have the skills yet. So this phase 1 is where they train you with tech skills like app development, game development, 3D printing, Arduino, and so much more tech related things that you get to learn. Not only the skills, but also the experience being shared by CEOs or former CEOs from big companies. And yeah, that's where you get the exposure and all the knowledge to make you a tech entrepreneur towards the end. Okay, so the second camp is where they do it after the SPM. They give you time for your SPM, for you to focus on your SPM. So after SPM is where they bring everyone back together and they do a leadership bootcamp where they train you on your soft skills. Whereas like resume writing, interview, how to attend an interview, your personality, and how you speak, how you communicate efficiently, eye contact and stuff like that. I'm trying to simplify it, but there's actually so much more that they teach during the camps. So after they actually train you on the soft skills, the third phase is where they put you in an actual working space where you get to work in an actual company. Like we have been sending interns to iFlix, DG, and so many other companies. You can actually go to My Digital Maker's website to check out all the partners who have been accepting internship students from Digital Ninja itself. I myself am personally from Conserve Technique. Shout out to Conserve Technique. They actually trained me on artificial intelligence because I'm really interested in artificial intelligence. I'm currently doing artificial intelligence. So yes, Digital Ninja helps you to become the person who you want to be in the digital related world. Okay, so coming back to our topic here today, we're going to build our own game. So there's a few things that you have to know first. Firstly is what platform are we going to use? Maybe some of you know some, like Unity or other game development platform that's very famous. But for now, since it's basics, I just want to make sure you guys have the interest in game development. And for those who are interested in game development, I'm going to make sure you guys can make your own game. Okay, so the platform we'll be using today is Construct, and its latest version is Construct 3, where you don't have to download any software or anything. It's just an online platform. All you need is a computer. You can actually do it on your tablet as well, but preferably computer. And you can just use your mouse, drag and drop. You don't have to install anything. It doesn't actually need so much specification. You do not need a Republic of Gamers or a HP Omen for you to actually use this platform. You can do it as simple because it's meant for starters to use. Okay, and the best part is you don't have to learn any programming languages like Java or Python. No. This is simple. We do it simple. Okay, so this Construct platform is very useful for beginners, and it really helps you a lot. Okay, so as you may have known, our theme today is to build a game that has connection to the endangered wildlife, because a game, on my perception, should have a value in it. Okay, like it should have a meaning to the game itself, whether it emotionally affects you and stuff. So the game that we're going to do today should build awareness on endangered wildlife. Okay, we're going to do local endangered wildlife, and you can guess by the shadow of this animal, who's that? Pokemon, right? For those who watch Pokemon. So if you have any guesses, anything, you can type in the live chat if you're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Okay, and I'm probably sure you can guess what animal this is. It is the Malayan tiger. It's a local endangered animal, and you can actually count how many are there in your fingers. It's very less. So our purpose here is to create awareness that this animal is about to go extinct. Maybe we cannot do anything big to actually stop the extinction, the poaching and hunting and stuff, but this will create awareness even in a tiny bit. Okay, that's our purpose here. So our game, this is the theme of our game, the story of the game goes. Hunter is trying to hunt the tiger, the Malayan tiger, the cute little Malayan tiger, to sell it for money, and we, being the digital ninjas, so we have the ninja here wanting to save the tiger from the hunters. Okay, this is illegal hunting because it's endangered wildlife. So we are here, we're going to fight the hunters and save the tiger. Okay, that is the theme of our game. This, you can actually do it on your own preference, like what type of game you want. It's all game development, and anything like this, it's actually depending on your own creativity. But for today, I'll show you based on this theme, and this is my creative idea of the theme. Okay, so we're going to save the tiger and say sayonara, and we're going to go. Okay, so since I've done the briefing of what we're going to do today, we'll go ahead and introduce you to the Construct 3 platform. Okay, here, if you go to your browser, internet browser, and you search construct.net, you will see this. This is the Construct 3 home page, the platform of it. And if you scroll down, you can actually see what's so good about it. All I've said, like you can do it in simple words, no programming involved. Or if you are interested in programming, you can actually use JavaScript to program it and stuff. So you can actually create very interesting games with it. And it's with the free trial version itself is quite good. Okay, so you can actually scroll through and read all this. For today, we'll be using the free trial version. Of course, we don't want to be paying for anything yet. Unless you are really interested in doing, then you should go ahead, no problem. So in order to get into the page where you go and start making your own game, you can go to editor.construct.net to this website. And this is where you have some examples of games developed by the Construct 3 owners. And you have guides, you have tutorials, manuals. And today, we're just going to go ahead and create our game in technically less than an hour. Okay, for those who are watching this on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, you can actually just watch it for now and try again later when the session is over, because this session will be recorded and kept to the Facebook Live and YouTube Live. so you can watch it again, no problem. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and click new project, and then you'll see this pop-up window here that has name, all the presets of it. You don't have to change anything about it. So for the project name, because our host today is iTrain, I'm going to use the iTrain name as our project name. Okay, let's see, iTrain. Okay, as a tribute to our host here, we're going to use iTrain. Okay, so once you click create, after you put in your name, you don't change any presets or anything. If you have this in white background and stuff, it's because you have it in your light mode settings. Mine is gray because it's in the dark mode settings. It's no big problem because it's exactly the same. And if you see on the left hand side, you have the name that you set earlier. You can actually change it again, no problem. And then we have all the other things. If you click somewhere, like if you click on this big gray box, if yours is white, then it's white. It's the same thing. Okay, then you can see all the weird numbers there. Don't get confused. We're going to be very simple about it. And on the right hand side, you have all the things that is in the game for now. We have layout, we have event sheet, all the things. I'm just showing you which is where, so that you don't get confused. Now our focus will only be on the center gray box here. Yours might be white. Okay, so first things first, this is the game platform that you're going to use. Okay, you can actually move around and see it. Okay, and if you look closely, if you can see my mouse here, there's actually dotted lines on the top left sides of the layout. Okay, if you notice there's dotted lines here, I can actually make like this, and the dotted lines ends here. Okay, these dotted lines, the area within these dotted lines, this blue thing that I've made is actually what we call the viewport. Meaning, if you were to make a game, and if you click play here, this preview icon here, it will see whatever you see will be in what's here. Only this space. Okay, this layout meaning you can do other things around, and then like it interacts with whatever is in the viewport. Okay, so for now we're just going to use this area here to make a easy and simple playable game that you can actually have fun with. Okay, so this is what we call viewport, and anything more than this is called layout. Okay, so the first thing that you should do with this is to make a background. Okay, so if you were to right click anywhere in the center here, you get all this timeline, view, all this thing. Okay, the only thing that we're going to use is insert new object now. Okay, right click, insert new object, and in this pop-up here, you can scroll down until you find sprite. Okay, I know the style background and things, but to make it easier for everyone who's like first time listening to like getting used to this platform, we're going to make it easy. We're going to use sprite. Okay, sprite is basic objects that you put in for the game. Okay, you can actually use sprite for everything. So if you click on insert, you will have your cursor will change, your arrow key will change into this plus symbol where you want to put the background or the picture, image, whatever. You can just click anywhere on the screen. I'm just going to click here, no problem, you can click anywhere, and you will get this big, once you click, you'll get this big pop-up. In here, you can actually draw your own background. You have all these paint brushes, rectangular stuff. You can actually do your own background, but for easier purpose, you can actually download a background that you like from Google and use it for here. So if you were to download and then save it in your, let's say, download folders or something like that, you can access the image through this icon here, the second icon from the left, which says load images from files. Okay, if I were to click this, it will bring me to a window where you can actually choose what image you want to use. Okay, so I'm going to choose tropical rainforest image as the background and click open. So once you choose, like an image. For example, in my case, I choose this image. You probably cannot see it. It's very big. You can only see how big it is after you use it. Okay. So if I were to click, after you choose an image, you can just go ahead and click close. Okay. So once you close, you will have, if your image is on the wrong size, if it's too small, if it's excessively big like mine, you can resize it. Don't get panicked. Okay. You can actually resize it. You can just right click, you select the image, this big image here, right click. Okay. Then you choose align, and under align, you can use cover viewport. Cover is it, like I said earlier, there's two things, the viewport and the layout. The layout is the big gray one, and the viewport is all the space between the dotted lines. Okay. So we're going to do cover viewport, and magically it will cover exactly all the area between the dotted lines. Okay. So you have this, and like I said, on the right hand side, you will be able to see all the objects that you have put in. Here we have the background, name, sprite. We'll change that later. So now we have the background, right? You can move the background around. Okay. We don't want it to move around because background supposed not to move. And if you were to accidentally move it, you can just undo it here. It's up here, the undo key. If you undo it, it will go back. So if you use the other one, the redo key, it will move back front. So if you made a mistake accidentally, you can use the undo key, no problem at all. And to make sure you don't accidentally move the background, because the background is all done, it's just going to be there. Okay, you can just right click on the background and you can choose lock. After right click, there's something called lock, where you can lock the selection and you cannot choose the background anymore. Okay, it's a good thing because the background is fixed and you don't have to move it at all. Okay, so now we have the background. There's a few other things that we should add in. First thing being the main thing, which is our character, the ninja, right? So I've taken an image from Google, which I'll be adding in later with the same method. Insert new object. You right click anywhere on the screen. You can right click on the background itself because you've already locked the background. If you haven't locked the background, you can lock it again. If not, you can just click somewhere outside here and you'll be able to insert new object. And if you scroll down, like I said, we'll be only using sprite and insert sprite. And you will have this plus cursor, which you can click on anywhere. I'll click on the center. Then once you have this pop up, if you are creative and you want to design your own character, like, draw instead of ninja, let's say you are interested in making a Star Wars spaceship or something like that, or let's say anything that comes to your mind. If you're interested in making it, go ahead, because game development is all about creativity. Okay, so for easy purpose, we're just going to get something from the Google images and use it here. So if you were to develop your own game, you cannot actually use image that someone else made. It has to be your own image, just to mention that. So I'll be using a ninja image. Okay, we have this animated, very smooth looking ninja here in a yoga position. Okay, we'll be using this ninja as our main character in the game. Okay, so once you have the character or the player that you want, you can just click on the close. Okay, if your size is wrong, if your size is like too big or too small than what you expected, you can resize it by just pulling this thing here. So let's say I want to be this size. It's up to you. If you want to make like a huge ninja, it's up to you. You can make like a giant ninja fighting tiny hunters like the old movies and stuff. Okay, so you have this ninja here. Any time of the game development process, if you want to see what's happening with your game, how is it actually working, you can click on this preview icon. If you click preview, you can actually see in a small pop-up window on what's on the game. So if you are following me throughout this session exactly as what I'm doing, you can see the background image and you can see the ninja just standing there. Okay, we're going to close that. Then we have this, yeah. Oh, okay. For those who are on the live, you can ask questions there. My representative will reply to you. For those who are on the Zoom, okay, we have a question here. How did you load the ninja again? Okay, yeah, let me remove the ninja to actually show it. Okay, I'm going to remove it. You can just delete it if you have. So now we don't have the ninja here. You can actually, if it's on the right hand side, you can, I'm just going to remove it so that it, okay. Now there's only the background. And if you have already locked your background, it'll be much easier. So right click, insert new object. And if you scroll down, there's sprite, same as what we did to the background. Okay, you can insert the sprite and you have this plus icon. Then when you click the plus icon anywhere on the screen, you will have this pop-up here, the editing pop-up. Okay, you can actually download images from the Google Images to use, or you want to draw it yourself, it's fine, it's up to you. I'll be using the ninja image. I've already downloaded previously. So some reason I chose this image. So from the files, load images from files. It will access your files on the computer itself. Then from there, you can select the character that you want. So my character here being the ninja is what I chose. Okay, you can close this and the ninja will be there on the screen. So I hope that answered your question. And if you have any doubts, feel free to ask again, no problem. So the ninja is too big. I'm going to make it small, right? Too big. We have this tiny little ninja who's smaller than the leaves. No problem. It's your creativity. This is my opinion, my creativity here. I'll be happy to see you guys' creativity. Okay, we have this ninja here, and if you were to hit preview, you can only load for a while, and you will only be able to see this background, whatever background that you've chosen, and the character that you put stuck to there. If you try to move arrow keys, anything, there's nothing going to happen because we haven't give it, let's say, behaviors, characteristic like programming and stuff. So in order to be able to move your character in the game, you need to add something. So you select your character first, make sure it's highlighted in blue like this. Okay, you can see on the left hand side, we have all these numbers and informations about the character, the object that you have. We have instance variable, behaviors, effects, container, and all the things. What we'll be doing is we'll be adding a behavior to the main character, because then it will be able to react to what you do. Okay, so if you click on edit behavior here on the left hand side, you'll have this pop up. You can add new behavior. Okay, we have a lot of these behaviors. We're just going to use a few of it. So first of all, we want it to move, and here we have the movements options. There's orbit, path finding, a lot of things. Our game will be like the character on this flat surface, the grass. He'll be able to just run across this platform and just jump on it on this grass. So what we're going to call it is called the platform. Okay, like you see here, jump and run along platforms like solid objects. So our solid object later on will be the grass. Okay, so the ninja will be running across the grass. So if you click on platform, you can add. If you were to choose like 8 directions or car, the ninja will be moving like all around the map, because this view is like a direct side view of what's happening, the game. So if you were to make a game like from top view, like let's say like the shooting games, Starship, like Star Wars. So like the plane going like that, that will be 8 direction and like car movement for the object. Since this game is on the side view, we're going to just see like this, the ninja walking like this, then jumping. So we're going to use something called platform. Okay. So we added a behavior called platform for the ninja. Then once you add, you can see all the information like speed, acceleration, deceleration, jump strength, gravity, and all this. You can play around with it later, but what settings they already give should be enough. And to make things a bit more interesting, once you add the behavior, you can go and click the preview button here. Once you hit preview, you can actually see the ninja or the character falling down. Don't get panicked. There's a reason why he's falling down. Okay, so if you were to click preview again, you still see the same thing because he keeps falling down. Why? If you wonder why, it's because, like I said earlier, it's a platform game and he has to stand on something solid. We look at this screen here, the grass seems solid to us, but for the construct, all it thinks is that there's an image on the background, and then there's another object in front of the background, and there's nothing below it. It's just going to keep falling. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to tell construct, hey, there's something down there, and just let the ninja or the character stand on it. So we're going to create the platform now, a solid object. So it's very easy. Same thing like what we did to add other images and what we did. So right click. Okay, you don't have to right click on the ninja, you can right click somewhere else. So you can see this pop up here. Insert new object again. We're going to do this so many times because we're going to insert quite a number of objects. Okay, so you scroll down, you can find sprite. We'll be just using sprite, and if you click on insert, you'll have the same plus symbol. Okay, you can click anywhere, no problem. Now here what we're going to do, because the platform will be invisible to our eyes. If you want to make it visible, like you want to put color, you can actually use this and draw like a blue color platform and things like that. But we will be just using an invisible platform. Okay, it'll just be an empty thing. You don't have to add anything, no images, nothing, just that solid object just now. So you're going to hit close with nothing in it. There's nothing there. There's only this turquoise color box here. So this box, the edges of the box is the edges of the platform. Okay, so if you were to put it under the ninja like this, he will stand directly on top of this blue box. Okay, so we're going to extend this platform to the end, to the each ends of the game. You can reduce the thickness, no problem, because he won't be able to break through. You can put it very thin, or if you want to put it like at this size, it's up to you, no problem, because the ninja won't be able to go through it. Okay, for now, all the game thinks is that there's a box there, but it's an image, you know. So in order to make the game think that that image is actually a solid object, if you have seen this before, it's actually from the behaviors. Okay, if you click on this box here, this blue box here, and then there's behaviors on the side, same as we added the behavior for the character, the platform behavior. We're going to click on this blue box and we're going to add a behavior, edit behavior, and then we're going to add a new behavior where in the start you can see at the end here we have solid. Okay, this is what the platform meant by solid objects that the player cannot get through. So if you see the description down here, make the object, whatever object that you added just now, we added the blue thingy, make the object impassable, means you cannot go through, so other objects cannot move or fall through it. Okay, so this is what it means by solid. You cannot pass through, you cannot fall through and stuff. Okay, you can just move on it or hit like that. So we're going to add that behavior to the block. Okay, to this blue block we have down here now. We're going to click close, and when you click somewhere else, you cannot see the blue box. So if you click directly on where the blue box is, only then you can select the thing. Otherwise, it will be invisible, which is a good thing because we as the players won't be able to see that blue box, but the game thinks there's a box there. Okay. So now if you were to hit preview, you can actually see your character standing on something invisible. It looks like he's standing on the grass, but to the game, he's actually standing on the blue box. You can move him left and right. Okay, it feels like Mario, right? So it's another thing. Maybe you move him too much to the right, you can actually see him go outside the game. Too much to the left, you can see him going back outside of the game. Okay, like platform games, we're going to have to create walls so that he don't go through the game, you know, go like outside of the game. So if you were to go outside, like fully outside, even if you move towards the left, he won't be able to come back, because the blue box that we did earlier down there, that I did earlier down there, it only extends to the edge of this game. So if he were to go across, he will just go and fall down forever. Okay, forever. Okay, so now the next action we're going to do is create walls on the left hand side, same as what we did to the bottom. Okay, so if you were to close this, and then you have this here now. If you want to make it easier to do, you can actually copy this box and then use it for the walls, okay, to make it easier. You don't have to like add again and stuff. So we have clone object type. You can try clone. There you see that cross thing appears, and you click anywhere on the screen, you get another one. You get here one, and then somewhere here there's another one. And if you click on the new one, there's actually behaviors on the left hand side for this thing, and it's solid. So you don't have to go ahead and create a new one. Okay, so we're going to make it like a wall for the side of the game. Make it a long one right at the edge of the dotted lines. Okay, all the way up. The ninja won't be able to jump up, but for some reason, if you increased his jump strength, then he will be flying all over. Okay, so we have this. Now towards, we need another wall on the left hand side. Okay, same thing, clone object type, and to make it easy, you can just click on the left, then you'll have another wall on the left. So you just adjust it properly, exactly here, and it's just fine. So we have 1, 2, you scroll here, and then you'll have 3 walls, invisible walls that you cannot see but the game can see. So now if you were to preview the game, you can actually see the player being able to move and not go through any of the walls. He will just hit and stop. Okay, if you were to jump, and he will just hit and stop. He cannot go through any of the solid objects. So what you have now is a game, an incomplete game with a character being able to move. I guess that's a very big achievement for now. Okay, now if you keep on moving the character, you realize it's boring, because there's a game's purpose is to actually play something fun. So what we're going to do in the next course of action is to make the character, our ninja here, he can just move around only. He cannot do anything else. So we're going to make a shooting game where ninja will be able to throw shurikens. So if you know ninjas, their most famous weapons are the sword and the shuriken. So sword is very easy, you can just slice like that. But a shuriken is something that you throw and it flies and it's very sharp. Okay, don't worry, in the game it's not very sharp and it's safe to use. So we're going to close the preview. The next course of action is to add in a shuriken. Okay, same thing. If you were to go to Google Images, find the image of shuriken, and then you can add it in the game. Okay, so right click anywhere on the screen, insert new object, same as always, scroll down until you find sprite. Okay, insert sprite, click anywhere on the screen is fine. So make sure you have downloaded an image of the weapon you want to use. I'm going to use shuriken because ninjas use shuriken. If you're being extra creative, no problem. If you want to use like a Dragon Ball or a football, ninja throwing football, like kicking a football and stuff like that, you can actually do that. It's up to you. Or maybe a sword, maybe he throws a sword, you know, that's fine. It's your creativity. I'll be using the shuriken as an example. Okay, So same thing as usual, you click the load from folders, and then you select the weapon that you want to use. You click open, and like here I have this 4-edged shuriken here. Okay, it looks quite nice. I just got it from Google. Then if you were to hit close, you will have a weapon. Maybe yours is too big or too small. You'll have to resize it. Imagine like if a ninja being able to suddenly throw such huge shuriken, right? It would be interesting, but not very practical, to be honest. But yeah, it's a game anyways. So I'm just going to create this huge shuriken that's technically 3/4 of his body size. We're just going to make it fun, right? Something interesting. Instead of a normal tiny shuriken, you have this big shuriken flying. Okay, something fun. So now we have this shuriken, and a shuriken is just there and it cannot go anywhere, because if you were to hit preview now, you have this image of the ninja, and then you have this shuriken or whatever weapon that you're using is floating there. It's just there. So we have to give it some kind of property, some kind of, oh, I'm going to click the left mouse, click, or I'm going to click the space bar, and then the shuriken will fly. Okay, we're going to do something like that. Because if you were used to playing like computer games, left click is for shooting, and then you have the movement and stuff. So we're going to create the settings, the properties for the shuriken in such a way that when you click left click, the ninja will throw the shuriken. Okay, so close. You're going to close that, the preview. So we have this shuriken here. So shuriken is an object that the ninja will be able to throw later on so that it flies. Okay, it will fly in a straight path towards the enemy or something. Okay, so in order to make the shuriken being able to fly, at like all the physics with it, we're going to add a behavior. If you remember it, just click on the object, and then you can click on edit behaviors and add new behavior. And then if you scroll down, you have something called bullet. Bullet meaning move an object ahead its current angle, typically used for bullets and projectiles. Bullets, most of you have known from the guns, you shoot the gun, bullet comes out. Projectiles is something that flies, like something that moves at a certain speed or an angle, those are called projectiles. In our case, the shuriken is a projectile. Okay, I'm teaching you English class now. Okay, so we're going to add this behavior to the shuriken, and we're going to add another behavior. This is something that might not seem like, why do we have to add this behavior? Is this destroy outside layout. This is an important thing to add, because this brings to the topic of game optimization. Like some games you play in your phone, if you're using a lower end phone, you will start to feel the lagging of the game, like too heavy, stuff like that, because there's too many objects and your phone or your device is trying to think, oh, which one where, this one where, all the physics of it, because all the things in the game is actually computed with the CPU that's inside of your phone or your laptop or a tablet. Okay, so if you were not to put this option, destroy outside layout, and if you were to click too many shurikens, the CPU of your device will start to calculate more and more things, which is technically not necessary, because once you throw the shuriken and it goes outside the game, it should be gone forever, and your computer shouldn't be able to, should not think about it. So that's why we're going to add these behaviors to reduce the load on the computer. Okay, this is something that many people might not have known, especially for all the beginners we have here. This is a really good thing to have to optimize your game. Whichever is not in the game, if it's not necessary, it should not be there. Like the computer should not think about it. Okay, so we have destroy outside layout. We're going to add this, and we're going to close. Okay, now you on the left hand side, you have bullet, the behaviors. We have bullet, we have speed, we have acceleration, we have gravity, bounce of solid. Like if you were to hit on a solid object, it will bounce back. Like we made the walls, remember, on the side and the bottom, those are solid objects. So if you were to hit, if you were to turn on this setting, it will hit the wall and bounce back. And that's not fun because then there'll be like too many shurikens inside. But it's up to you if you want to go ahead and do that. I'm not going to turn it on because then there'll be too many shurikens flying inside of the game. It's kind of nice to see though, to be honest. So then we have the destroy outside layout. There's no settings for it. So if you were to go ahead and click preview now, you can see the thing is loading, and then you'll be able to see the shuriken flying straight towards the right, like a ghost. Okay, don't be scared. I know it's night. Don't worry, there's no ghost. So that shuriken just flies to the right because you already add this behavior, and it's technically the start. So that's why usually when we do like this, we will keep the shuriken outside of the layout. But I wanted to show you guys how it actually moves. So you can just leave it here. So again, going back to the preview, if you to hit preview, you can see the shuriken moving, or whatever the weapon you put is moving at a certain speed, at a certain direction, and it's gone. If you to left click, you cannot shoot anything. But if you to move, you can move. Okay. So now we want to be able to actually make the shuriken like the ninja throwing the shuriken, you know. So in order to do that, we have to go into programming a bit, which is very easy in this case, this construct trees platform. Okay, we're going to go into event sheet. If you see on the top here, there's layout, buy now, start page, layout, and then we have event sheet 1. Okay, here is where all the programming is. Like if you see here, there's example of how they do it. I'm just going to explain it in a very simple manner. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple English sentence to help you, or in BM. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to make sure the ninja, like when you click the mouse, ninja shoot the shuriken, throw the shuriken. Okay, so before that, if you're using like a mouse or a separate device, you have to add that in the game so that the game can recognize the device, or like a keyboard or something like that. Because for now, it's just the movement keys, which is already in there. Like if you to use mouse, you have to add that in. So in our case, we're going to use mouse. So if you come back to layout 1, right click, insert new object, you scroll down below sprite and everything, there's this input section. You have gamepad, keyboard, mouse, and touch. If you use the device that is able to like touch screen and stuff, you can use touch. But in our case, I think most of us has mouse. If not, you can actually use the trackpad on your laptop to use. So we're going to use mouse. You can use keyboard if you want, if like, you know, like space bar, then thing flying, you can use that. But for easy purpose, you can use mouse. I'm going to insert that. So like the game says here, added mouse. This object is available to the entire project. This is our project. So now we added mouse functions. So if you go to event sheet 1, we can click on add event. Before that, because that's where we start to do the programming. So before that, let me go ahead and create a sentence now. Sentence like this. The sentence should be like what you are doing and what should happen after. Okay. Left click, ninja, throw or shoot, shuriken. Simple sentence, right? So left click, because that's what you want. Left click, ninja, throw, shuriken. Keep that in mind. You can repeat it again. Left click, ninja, throw, shuriken. So just keep in mind, we're going to go with that flow. So the first thing is left click. We're going to go here and add event. This is where we start things. Add event. Like I said, left click. Left click means the left click is on the mouse. Okay. Left click. This is the mouse. We have to find left click on the settings later. So we have lots of things. Don't get confused. Click. Okay. So on click. Okay. This is where we'll be later on choosing left click. For now, it's just on click. So if you click on next, there's options here. You want left, middle, or right. Then we have the type double click or a single click. Just left click. If you click on done, you'll have this here. So imagine this is a sentence, you know, on left button click. So left click, then something happens, an action happens. This is where we're going to add later on. Okay. Let me do this again for everyone. Okay, we have empty here, nothing here. Add event, mouse. Then click on next here, the bottom here. we have on click, because we're going to do left click, because there's so many options here, all mouse wheel, all these things. Just going to use click. So on left click, click on next, then on left click, this is all the settings that's already done. So the sentence here, this is the starting of the sentence, remember, on left click. The left click, the action for left clicking is that the ninja throwing the shuriken. Okay, ninja throwing the shuriken. So go ahead and add action. The ninja here, this is the image of the ninja. Next, throwing the shuriken, right? The shuriken like coming out from the ninja's hand. Okay, just keep that in mind. The ninja will throw the shuriken. So if you have to find something similar, this is all angle, animation stuff, appearance stuff. If you go down enough, you come to this point, miscellaneous, MISC. Okay, it's a short form for miscellaneous. And then we have these things, destroy, all this stuff. We have spawn another object. So if you click on spawn another object, you can see up here the description for spawn another object is create another object at this object. If you remember, the ninja is an object, the shuriken is also an object. So these settings here will be able to, so like when this happens, the ninja will create the shuriken. Then the shuriken will fly, because the shuriken is always flying at a certain angle. It has to be created first in order to fly at that position. Okay, so we're going to add this one where the ninja will create the shuriken, that's all. And then the shuriken will move by itself, like earlier it was moving by itself, right? So yeah, so spawn another object. It'll ask you what object do you want it to make. You have all the objects that you added. This 3 objects doesn't have any image because it's the invisible walls that we added. Okay, we have the background, we have the shuriken. We just choose the shuriken, click on OK. Layer, image point, you don't have to bother this. Just click on done. So if you read the sentence again, it's like left click, ninja, spawn meaning create. So ninja create shuriken, and this is all the not very important stuff. So if you go to layout now, if you click on preview, after you've done that, you'll be able to, okay, the shuriken already go away. Okay, now it's just you and the background. So if you left click, you can see the ninja actually creating the shuriken. Select so many shurikens, right? If you were to jump, it will just create in that certain wherever the ninja was when you click. Okay, it's almost interesting, fun, right? So if you want to like say, oh, the shuriken is moving too slow, ninja throws shuriken damn fast, very fast, you can change the settings on that. So if you click on the shuriken here, the speed on the left, you have like 400 is the default settings. You can put like 800 or 1000. It's up to you. It's your creativity on how fast you want. So the first shuriken, as you know, when the shuriken is there, it'll just keep on going at that certain place. So if you don't want like to disturb the game, you just put it aside. Okay, just put it somewhere here so that you don't have to bother the game later on. And if you click on start preview, you'll have the ninja being able to shoot shurikens. This now is very fast shurikens. So you have like a simple basic settings of the games that you want to do, right? Okay. So as you may have noticed, our 1 hour is almost up. We used less than 1 hour. So for now, you have a simple game where you can actually move and control the character to throw weapons. That's interesting, right? So I have covered every basic elements of Construct 3. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask in the chats. No problem right now. I'm opening to questions now so that we can clear everything first. Okay. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Later on, you can like create another object here, like villain for it to destroy and stuff. Those are all a bit more advanced. And then we have like point system. Yes, you can actually create like a whole complete game with tournaments and stuff going on. but those are very advanced level. You can actually do this things on the YouTube and stuff you can learn. So we have here a question, how to add sounds, right? So as you see on the right hand side here, there's all these objects that you have already added, and then there's sounds, music, videos and stuff. Okay, those are all a bit more advanced. I'll just show you here. So if you explore on a new object to input, you can actually see all this like text input, list and all the stuff, buttons and all the stuff. You have shadow light and all the stuff, right? If you scroll down enough, we have media. That's where you have audio, video, or like game recording, or location, you know, like if you do like use Pokemon Go or something like that, we have the GPS location for it, videos. And then if you were to like put in ads in your game so you can earn money, that's why you do it. Now you have Bluetooth connection. These are all very advanced, but there are tutorial videos on the internet where you can actually learn this. My purpose here from DNA, what we want to do here is to create this small, as tiny spark as possible inside all the participants, whoever's watching on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, so that you can actually have interest on this game development field, because this field is really growing and has been growing for a very long time, and you can actually use this opportunity to get all this information. So we have here a question asked by our friend here, where to get the manual. So if you go back up here to the start page, we have layout, event sheet, right? We have start page. So if you scroll down towards here, you have beginner's guide, they will actually teach you. We have tutorial stuff they can actually teach you. And if you were to go to YouTube and search for Constructory, there's so many videos. If you want to learn in a more advanced level, you can actually go to MYDIGITALMAKER's YouTube channel. And if you go to the playlist, there's actually this series called From Scratch, made by myself on Constructory and another series for app development. So if you were to go there, and then there will be a bit more detailed than what I teach it. That will be like a shooting game on a like bird's eye view platform. Okay, if you were to go interestingly want to learn stuff, you can go there and find out. That's a session we did much earlier this year. Okay, so if you're interested in learning more, feel free to explore. And if you have any questions like regarding game development, or even regarding anything related to tech era or your career pathway, if you are, say, you're in school now, like if you're in Form 1, Form 2, or Form 3, and you want to choose your stream later on for Form 4, Form 5, I don't know what stream to choose, like I don't know what pathway to go in, you have this vision at the end, but you don't know how to reach, feel free to contact us on Digital Ninja Alumni, because we are you guys few years back. I'm 20 years old. I just finished my SPM so many years ago. I feel like so long, but it's actually quite recent. Finished my SPM. Currently, I'm in UM pursuing my degree in artificial intelligence, my second year now. And part-time, I'm actually helping people to be better than the person I am right now. Okay, because I didn't have much exposure when I was younger, and I'm trying to bring the exposure to everyone here and as many people as possible throughout the Malaysia. Okay, so if you have any questions regarding to your career pathways or anything related to the tech field or anything like that, feel free to ask us. You say, oh, which university is good for, you know, which certain fields, you know, if like tech, this certain university is good and stuff like that. Okay, so what do you learn in AI now? A question asked by a fellow participant here. What do I learn in AI? You want to know AI, huh? It's just simple weak AI, that's what we call it, where at least it's able to think for itself. Something like Google Assistant, Siri, like you talk and it's able to analyze your voice and stuff and it can answer. Or like how Tesla has it to analyze the roads. Those are actually very weak AI. An example of strong AI is when you watch like Terminator movies, where the program can learn by itself and act by itself. That's a bit of intro of AI. Okay, so we have like 5 minutes left before the session ends. If you have any questions, we can actually get another one more questions from our live participants here on Zoom meeting. So for those who are on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, we have our people there answering your questions. Any more questions? One more questions before 8:55, and then we'll try to close the session here, okay? I hope everyone on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, if you're watching this, and if I'm going too fast, feel free to rewatch the session. It will be there again. And if you want to know a bit more on Construct Tree, and if you want me to teach you guys, feel free to go to my Digital Makers YouTube channel. There's a playlist there where I've done game development and app development if you want to learn more. Okay, and feel free to contact us on Digital Ninja Alumni's Instagram or Facebook. We'll be there all the time to answer. We're not that free, but we really want to help you guys out. It's not that we are free. Okay, so thank you so much for joining to this session. I will pass the session now to the host here we have from iTrain. Okay. Thank you so much for joining today's session, everyone, from Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Okay. So.
Okay, thank you so much to Darnesh for the great session. I rasa korang semua pun dah belajar banyak dalam sesi ni. Sebab sesi ni sangat menarik ya Darnesh. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
And yeah, welcome. So kita pun dah sampai ke penghujung hari kita hari ni. Esok hari terakhir, make sure korang semua ada untuk hari terakhir kita esok. Just stay tuned guys, sebab esok kita masih lagi ada sesi yang lain. So Darnesh and everyone in here, thank you so much. So I harap korang boleh tidur lena malam ni sebab today is such a long day guys. Such a long day actually. But so I harap korang boleh rehat. Good night and sleep tight. So bye guys. See you tomorrow. Bye guys semua. Bye semua.